You can probably feel the humidity. I know I did this morning, and it's only going to get hotter.
Yeah, we're turning to look at that first alert forecast, and Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent is joining us now. So, Kendra, are you tracking any temperatures here that might even break a record this week?
No, it's just going to be that, typical miserable heat for this time of year. Unfortunately, we're glad it's not going to be so extreme to break records, but we have got the classic summer heat that hits in mid-June, the kind that makes it hard to get your hairstyle to cooperate because the humidity makes that difficult and also just makes it hard to cool off. So let's talk about temperature versus the heat index. So the actual temperature will be in the mid-80s as we get closer to lunchtime tomorrow. Take a look at just how hot it's going to feel. It's going to feel like near 90 degrees, and then it just gets hotter from there. So notice that the actual temperature will be about 5 to 6 degrees below the heat index. Now, the reason for this, when it's so humid outside, we sweat, but the sweat can't evaporate as efficiently, and the evaporation is what cools us down. So we end up just being kind of sweaty and not as cooled off, unfortunately. So what is responsible for all of this? So we've got a heat dome that's building. The jet stream has retreated north, which it typically does this time of year. It separates the cooler air from the warmer air, and that jet stream, as it's retreated north, the heat builds. We get that southerly flow out of the Gulf that really builds in that warmer air. And what happens is the warm air can't escape. It can't escape up into the atmosphere. It gets trapped by the high pressure aloft. So it creates a dome effect. So it's just essentially trapped for several days. And we're going to really begin this really today. I mean, it's already a little bit above normal for heat. But well into mid and late week, that's when we're going to start to see the heat peak, and it's going to stick around into this weekend and early next week with some fairly small rain chances. So we're going to continue to monitor for these pop-up showers and storms, but they should be much less numerous than what we've seen over the last few days as we go into late this week. Coming up, I'll have more on what's left of those storms and looking ahead to the heat in case you're planning some things outside coming up.